Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jai and I'm on a journey, and this is Spending Recap Sunday. Join me. Hello all, welcome back to my channel. I am Jai and I'm on a journey, and you guys are coming along with me. If you have been here before, thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time, thank you for taking your time to click on my channel and see what my journey is about. I want to just express my extreme gratefulness for each and every one of you. I do apologize that my videos are a little bit behind. I have a new position and I'm traveling, so it is a little hard to do the content, but I am trying to make it work, and we're gonna see how it goes, right? And I'm sorry about the shadows, guys. I don't really know what to do about that because of the time of day I'm filming. So hopefully they're not too bad. Hopefully the lighting's okay. I don't know. Anyways, so spending recap Sunday, we go over our spending for the week. Because I missed last week, we're going to go over our spending for 2 weeks. But first, we always do an affirmation. I did already record picking this one, but I had to restart it, guys. So this is what it is. I am in control. I love this, so I didn't want to skip it and just do a new one. And the question is, what am I in control of in this moment? And if I could do anything, what would it be? Let's answer, if I could do anything, what would it be first? And if I could do anything, it would be to just, I don't want to say travel more and see more things because I'm traveling for work. I think it would just it would be more like life-work balance. I do feel like I have life-work balance at the moment. I do feel like I have life-work balance at the moment. I just need more of it. But I love my job, which is the sacrifice I have to make. So what am I in control of right now? I'm in control of making the best out of my, I guess, experience, taking the best job for me. And so what I did was I went back to traveling. I was so dead set on being in a stationary position, but once I took a stationary position, guys, so I'm in property management, and once you're stuck at a property, you're there for 24/7. You're on call, and when you take on properties that need lots of help because they've been neglected in the past, you really don't get a break. And these last 2 properties that I got, I did not get any breaks. There was no life-work balance. I was home every night for dinner, but by the time I got home, my social cup was full. I had a stressful day at work. I did not want to talk, anything like that. So we were having quantity time, but it was no quality. So I got to see him every day. I got to eat dinner with him every day. This is my husband. And you know, it was great, but at the same time, was I really present there? I was not. So I decided to go back to traveling, where I work really hard at these properties on location, and then my downtime is my time. I get to reset, unwind, I get to see new places, and it's working out. Now, it's still pretty new. This company's still new to me. I've only been working with them for a month and a week. So anytime you start a new position, a new company, it's great. It's roses, it's flowers, and so we'll see how it progresses. I'm just a little bit more careful this time around, I think, because you know, last time I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I got to a property. I'm going to be stationary. I get to see my husband every night. And, you know, by 8-9 months in, I'm completely exhausted mentally drained. I do see my husband every night. He's usually asleep, and I'm walking in at 10, 11, sometimes 1 in the morning, trying to get some sleep, get something to eat before I have to get up and do it all again. So, all right, let's get to spending recap Sunday. And what we do, and I'm sorry about the shadows, guys, so hopefully it comes out fine. I really don't know how else to film, where else to film. All my supplies is up here, so I'm gonna figure it out. And you know, this just shows I'm a real person, and you know, not everything's ribbon and bows and perfect, right? Okay, so today is the 16th. I am filming this so late, but we just came back from vacation. So if you guys don't know, my husband has been looking for, not necessarily, like, we had savings, but his last paycheck was the 28th, I believe, or the 21st, I can't remember. And we had some money in savings. So my first assignment was the 11th through the 22nd. And we had decided that because we had not had this quality time together, that he was going to come visit me, especially during the Valentine's weekend. He was going to come visit me on location, and I was in Oklahoma, and we were going to see Oklahoma. We were going to go to dinner every night, and we were going to do fun stuff on the weekend. Well, it ended up being 2 weeks of the coldest weeks in Oklahoma ever. So we weren't able to experience Norman, Oklahoma like a tourist, like tourist wise. We were able to go to dinner a couple of nights, but we ended up eating a lot of chain restaurants that were close to the hotel. We sat in the hotel and did a lot of activities together, like painting and watching movies and stuff, which is great quality time still, but it wasn't necessarily like vacation and let's do activities. So the week after that, the 24th through the 28th, I went ahead and got an assignment close to home where I had to drive, and it was only for a week. So he was going to stay home, do some stuff to the house that we are renting, and he was going to go on next assignment because I was going to Denver. My husband's never been to Denver. I've never been to Denver. We decided this was going to be our trip. So we spent a whole lot of money. But I am going to explain what we did. So I'm not going to go over every single transaction because I believe this video would be way too long. So I'll go over some key things, some nice dinners that we might have had, some more of the expensive that got our total up to that route, and some of the activities. But we definitely had more of a vacation. Even though I was working, every night I got off at 6 o'clock, and if I was running late, 6:30, nothing past 7. And I started my day at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So it wasn't like I was spending all day at work. I was working my normal hours, and I did not have to work the weekend. The weekend was my time to do something with my husband. So for 2 weeks, I was home. I was ready to go. We went out. We did things. And then in the weekend, we spent the whole entire days out. So the spending recap is going to be from the 1st through the 6th. And then the 7th through the 13th, because we always do that Friday that we get paid to the following Thursday. Now, my paychecks are bi-weekly now. So I'll be able to do some filler videos and those types of things, but I'm not going to be able to do where the funds come from every Wednesday anymore, because my funds aren't coming in every Wednesday. All right, so let's get to it. So this is going to be the 1st through the 6th, because the 28th was Friday, and that we do close out. Okay. And then the 7th through the 13th. So, all right, guys, here is our monthly bills here. Here is every single transaction that I spent, bill-wise, dinner, home, those types of things. So you can see here, and it goes all the way to the 13th, and then here's the 14th and the 15th that we're starting. So we're not going to go over these yet. And again, I'm not going to go over each one of them. Okay, I thought you guys turned off, but you did not. So, okay. So I'm not going to go over each one of them just because it is so much. So the 1st through the 16th. Dining out. Now, this is dining out, not on location. If we dined out on location, that's travel dining out. So that's different. So dining out is me at home, going out to eat with my husband, my mom, or one of us eating out and using our dining out funds. $139.84. Clothes, $32.70. And I want to say this was items I needed. Let me see. Oh, we were actually on location, and my husband found some work pants. And yes, he's not working, but he works in the industry of maintenance. And anytime you can find some tech pants, this quality, we needed to buy. So he was able to get 2 pairs of pants at $32.70. Fuel, this is for my husband, $42.63. Home, $231.51. This is where we went to IKEA. We bought a couple of things we needed to buy for the home. If you guys don't know, we are renting a home from our landlord that we have the RV on in the country. And we're having to fix a couple of things and do some organization. There's not a lot of cupboards here. There's no closets. So we have to buy a couple of organization things in order to get the home to where we need it to be. And then groceries was very limited because I knew my husband was coming on location with me, $50.34. Totaling our regular categories, $497.02, which we usually like to stay around $500 per week on regular category spending. Bills that were due, because mostly all of our high bills come out, like rent, loans, all of those things in the first or second of the month. So $1461.54 is what came out. And yeah, that is a lot. Now let's go to our travel. So travel dining out, $261.73. This is just for my husband, because when I'm on location, my company pays for my food. For a certain point, I get a per diem. Now, this does include some adult drinks, but if it was purely adult drinks, like we went somewhere, I got an appetizer, he got a couple of beers, then I put it under adult drinks. But if he got a beer or something with dinner, I did not split it out because I just didn't want, it was more effort than I thought it needed to be. So I just kept it under dining out. $49.10. Activities, $415.50. Now this does sound like a lot. However, activities for that first week. On the 3rd, guys, we flew in to Norman, Oklahoma. No, I'm sorry. We flew into, that was the week prior. We flew into Denver, Colorado. We drive, we go get into the hotel. I go to work. I I had been looking online for things for us to do. I'm kind of a planner. I try not to plan too much to the T, so that way if things happen and we don't get to do things, I don't get upset that it doesn't happen. So I try not to plan too much things. But on the 3rd, Apocalyptica was going to be there, and in Denver, Colorado. So, and it was like minutes from our hotel, like 16 minutes. And so I bought the tickets. They ended up being, okay, so I buy the tickets and I split these up, not in dates, but in spending sections. So it was a different credit card, but we ended up spending $225.50 on concert tickets. For 2 of us, we were in the 6th row, I want to say. Super close. I enjoyed every minute of this. I walked down the aisle to Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, played by Apocalyptica. This experience was top notch. The other things that we did, we went to Meow Wolf. We've been to the Meow Wolf in Vegas. It's like an art exhibit. An interactive, immersive art exhibit. So we went to the one in Vegas. All are themed differently, so we had to go to the one in Denver. So we went to Apocalyptica. We went to a couple of museums each day. Meow Wolf, the Selfie Museum, Botanical Gardens. Okay, so yeah, I was super excited about that. Here's the breakdown. So $346.30, I believe that was the train ride. We took a train ride through the mountains, guys, and that was in this one. Okay, so that's the activities. Souvenirs and collections. So when we go out to different cities, we always look at different specialty shops and buy things that we collect. So my husband collects horror themed masks, decor. I collect kind of same thing, not horror themed, but more like cutesy horror or goth stuff for my house. I got this new dice tower, guys. So I haven't ever had a dice tower before, so I got that. I thought that was super cute. And I've been waiting to find the perfect one, so I thought that fit me very well. And so that was $439.14. Miscellaneous was $70.49. Okay, insurance $25.50. That's for travel insurance. Air upgrade $45. The airfare was in February. Parking $21.95. That's parking through downtown, parking wherever. Essentials $16.23. This was actually a credit of $16.23. I bought some luggage and it ended up not working out for me, and so I took it back and got a smaller version of it and got a credit of $16.23. And then personal $16.82. Soap, lotions, hair stuff, whatever. All right. So now the 7th through the 13th. Personal travel was $13.29 overall, with regular categories, bills, and travel spending for the 1st through the 6th. I know, $32.87.56. Okay, so it does have a lot of bills in there, but majority of those expenses were travel, right? Okay, so the 7th through the 13th. Personal $29.22. Again, some hair stuff, lotion, anything that we need while we're on location, and it is personal. Groceries $38.88. This could be anywhere between snacks for my husband when he's out, drinks, not adult drinks, but drinks, and then actual groceries. However, I get to, again, my per diem, this does include your groceries if I wish. So if I buy groceries for myself, because I do like to snack through meals, lots of trail mix, lots of beef jerky. I love drinking liquid death. So that all goes through there. Clothes, $24.01. Now this normally would be under souvenirs if it was types of like a t-shirt at a museum that we bought because my husband liked or something like that. But he actually forgot to pack 2 shirts, or he miscounted, or he thought he wore them. So he needed shirts for 2 more days. So he went out and bought 2 shirts. Miscellaneous, $23.09. These are my pictures that I do for my memory book, and I decided to put that under miscellaneous, not work. My brother needed $150, so I went ahead and sent him $150. Totaling for my regular categories, $265.20. Bills for this week, super low, much appreciated, $76.72. Travel, these are our travel cart categories now. Dining out, $487.41. So you can see this is a longer week, so dining out's a little bit more. Activities, this included the weekend. So I said it included the weekend, but I want to be sure. Yes, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, of course, our activities went up. We visited the Stanley Hotel where Stephen King went to stay, and his experiences at this hotel inspired him to write the book, The Shining. And based on the book, there's been 2 movies made and a miniseries. So we went to go visit it. Obviously, we had to. And it was up in the mountains. Beautiful experience. We also did a train ride through the Royal Gorge Canyon. It was a 2-hour train ride where we got to sit in a redone 1930s inspired car. Had lunch on the train. Had drinks on the train. Love this. We went to 2 more immersive museums. 3 more. The Selfie Museum, an exhibit called Spectra. She is a local artist of Denver, has her own shop, however, and some art there, like an immersive art experience you can do. But she also has done some work for Meow Wolf in Vegas. So some of her pieces are in Meow Wolf in Vegas. So I thought it was completely interesting to go and see her in her own space, but that it was awesome that we had already been to Meow Wolf in Vegas to see her and saw some of her art. We also did Bubble Planet. It's a bubble experience. Love that. And yeah. Okay. We also did a day in Dave & Buster's, which is more of dinner, playing games, that type of stuff. So that was expensive, but I put that under activity, not dining out. Parking for various events that we went to, $45.66. Here's where our spending gets up a lot as well. Souvenirs and collections. We buy pictures that are there. We buy any weird art or collectibles that we might like. We support local artists, so it's a little bit more expensive to get their stuff. Stickers. I took my husband to an 80s themed like toy collection shop. We spent like I think $100 there on 80s cards and collectibles, and so those types of things. He likes to go to a lot of oddities and specialties shops as well, so that does get kind of expensive. And so we ended up spending $702.07. Adult drinks $39.91. And tips, so you didn't see any tips here because we started tipping at the end here because this is the end of our trip. So we tipped housekeepers, front desk, and we also tipped the train attendant, $25 together. So totaling our travel was $2,164.29. So the total overall for spending was $2506.21. Now we did go down. It is still a lot. You can see we spent a little less than $6,000 for the trip. Now this, again, this does include bills here. And the last time we did a trip, California, we spent around $6,500. We were in California for 5 days, 4 nights. Maybe 6 days, 5 nights, but still, we spent less time there and we spent more money. Here, we spent more time and we spent less money. And this includes our personal categories too, stuff that, you know, we buy, personal items, those types of things that I didn't include in the other trip, in the California trip. So I am not too worried about this. We had money saved for our trip. I used some of it for our move, but we did have money saved for a trip for us to go to in September, October, and I'm trying to resave so we can still do that trip. But if this was our trip, me and my husband are completely fine with that. So that is the spending recap Sunday. Hopefully you guys are not too mad at me for spending some quality time with my husband, spending a couple of weeks in Denver on location, and my husband coming along and us making it an impromptu vacation. So you guys are loved. You're appreciated. That was my spending recap Sunday. I will see you in the next video. Bye.